Well, it's time to say our first good morning to our paper reviewers, Ali Stewart-Allen, Chief Executive of the International Marketing Partners, and Paul McNamee, UK Editor of The Big Issue. So hello to both of you, and nice to see you both. We haven't got a huge amount of time, so I'm going to crack on straight away. Paul, you've picked out the I to kick us off. Biggest tax squeeze in 30 years for UK workers. It's the 1st of April, so we are expecting some of the Chancellor's tax rises to come into effect. So what's the I's take then?
Yeah, I mean, sadly, this is no April Fool's today, and it's going to hit the pockets of pretty much everybody. It's not just tax changes, although due to some the basic rate of tax, payers will pay about an extra £500 this year. But it's right across the board, and people will have received messages from their mobile and broadband providers, no doubt, over recent weeks. Today's the day those increases, those hikes head in, so it's about 14% across the board there. There's rises in water rates. You're going to see in England prescription costs rise, though not in Scotland where prescriptions are still free. So everybody's going to feel it in their pockets. The I is curiously calling for some kind of tax decrease, and for the Chancellor and Rishi Sunak to look at that. But there is no indication that they're going to, and certainly there was no mention of that in March's budget that has just gone. So it's just an increase in costs that people are going to feel with, we know how inflation is galloping at the moment, and that has really put pressure on people's pockets. This is just yet another, sadly, annoying extra cost that people are facing at the moment.
Well, that's right, absolutely. And as you say, everyone will feel it. The government will argue that it's the higher income households that'll bear the brunt of the tax changes. But as you say, they will be felt across the board. Let's move on, shall we, Alison, to the front of the Times. You're picking out their second story there on the front page, and a lot of criticism about water companies polluting our waterways. But this article focuses on the fact that the government says it's going to toughen things up.
Yes, it certainly is. Well, Therese Coffey has announced that she wants to remove the current penalty cap of £250,000 to make it unlimited. And therefore, hopefully water companies will be even more interested in making sure that their operations and their pollution levels and frequency is tackled, because this has been an ongoing problem for years. It seems that many of these water companies put the shareholders front and center rather than the environment. And hopefully this will focus their minds and make them rethink what it's going to cost them when they continue polluting rivers and oceans. So I think one of the things this indicates, though, is levels of transparency that the general public are very interested in. It seems that the Environment Agency is also very interested in this level of transparency. In fact, they're pressuring the water companies to even start reporting by the end of the year, monitoring exactly where the pollution is taking place, where the storm drains are overflowing into the sea and into rivers, and hopefully this makes the agency, the water companies, even more accountable. And I think that's really what's behind this, is accountability.
Yes, and I'm sure a lot of people will agree with that. So, Paul, let's move us on to the Daily Mail now. They're responding to the news that the government announced yesterday of signing up to the CPTPP. As you can tell, I've been practicing saying that. This is a new trade deal, isn't it, with the Asia-Pacific countries?
Yes, and you can tell it's serious by the length of the acronym. It is, as you said, yesterday we were told that this was a wonderful thing, that 1.8 billion in the long run will be added to the UK economy. But experts who look into these things said, well, actually, that is less than 0.01% of GDP over 10 years. So while it is a very small amount, and also it's very far away if you are exporting cheese, which seems to be one of the beneficiaries of this.
Okay.
Despite that, the Daily Mail and the Express are carrying a series of senior government figures telling us why this is really, really good.
Okay.
And we should all be terribly excited by it.
Paul, sorry to cut you off. We're out of time, but we'll see you next hour. Thank you.